Bowl season is officially locked in, and college football fans are about to settle in for more than a month of nonstop matchups, drama, and playoff stakes. From the moment the first game kicks off in mid-December until the national title is handed out deep into January, this year's schedule delivers something for every type of fan. It all begins with a spotlight on Boise State and Washington as they open the postseason slate under the bright lights. From that point on, the action becomes relentless. Teams like Troy, Jacksonville State, Old Dominion, and South Florida step into the national stage early, giving hungry fans a taste of what's ahead. Louisiana and Delaware keep the early week momentum rolling before Missouri State and Arkansas State take their turn in prime time. As the first weekend approaches, the energy ramps up. Kennesaw State battles Western Michigan in a daytime showdown, and NC State clashes with Memphis right before the biggest moment of the early bowl stretch, Alabama traveling to face Oklahoma in a playoff opener. Two iconic programs, one massive stage, and a spot in the next round on the line. The following day brings a series of heavyweight matchups. Miami hits the road to challenge Texas A&M, Tulane tests its resilience against Ole Miss, and James Madison steps into a massive challenge against Oregon. Each game has its own stakes, its own storyline, and its own chance to flip the college football landscape. The schedule slows only briefly before firing back up with Utah State taking on Washington State and Louisville meeting Toledo. Western Kentucky faces Southern Miss, and UNLV lines up against Ohio in a night game with plenty of intrigue. Christmas Eve brings the atmosphere of the Hawaii Bowl, a tradition that always brings late-night magic. Once the holiday passes, the bowls start coming in waves. Northwestern faces Central Michigan, Minnesota meets New Mexico, and Florida International squares off with UTSA. The next day unleashes a marathon slate, featuring Pittsburgh, Clemson, Army, Georgia Tech, BYU, Fresno State, San Diego State, Virginia, and LSU, all fighting for postseason glory in a single packed day of football. As the December winds down, the spotlight shifts toward postseason staples. Illinois battles Tennessee, TCU meets USC, Iowa faces Vanderbilt, and Nebraska challenges Utah. And then everything points to the playoff quarterfinals, where Ohio State, Texas Tech, Indiana, and Georgia wait to see who will emerge from the earlier rounds. January delivers even more fireworks, with traditional bowls, late-season showdowns, and eventually the semifinals at the Fiesta and Peach Bowls. Everything builds toward one final night, when the two remaining teams meet to decide the national champion and close out a marathon season of college football. Bowl season is here, and every matchup brings its own moment, its own opportunity, and its own story waiting to be written.